I think it's working. Oh, little air popped up. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Monday Morning Muscle Show podcast/radio with your host here, Tonio Burton, and myself. Tonio, new hair, new you.
Oh yeah, finally
Is
cut him off.
finally cut him off, turning as we talked before we started recording, but turning a new leaf.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, I'm not gonna cut my hair anymore, so it'll grow out. But I don't think I'll ever go back to dreads, just because all the maintenance it takes too.
Mm,
But if I ever want that style, I mean, I can always braid it. You know what I mean? So
you could, yeah. I mean, you always have a bandana on, so especially with Dragon, they're going to be coming out with those bandanas or the headbands soon. So
yeah,
as long as you just keep doing the headband thing, you can have a pretty good amount of curls on top. You can
hmm
get away with really anything.
I was like, yeah, and I need to keep trimming the sides too because I still have a mohawk. So
Bro, I'm telling you, it's like such a life hack to just have if your sides are shaven and tapered with like that military cut, people look at you completely different.
oh
It's
yeah,
and especially for me, like right now, I'm still clean shaven because my girlfriend likes me clean shaven. That's a life hack too. Everyone just, if you're clean shaven, they're like, okay, all right,
yeah,
you might have your life together.
right. Oh yeah, and
Uh,
that was another thing too, like the way the look it gave off.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. I mean, people are so. I mean, ignorant is the right word, but also people are just so stuck in this mindset. They see dreads
hmm
and they automatically assume something, and it's like, not
oh
really.
yeah,
That's not reality. So
right.
unfortunately, for a lot of people, the perception of things is their own reality.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you do, Tonio. Do you adjust your lifestyle to fit people to make it more accommodating for them, or do you just say, screw that, I'm just going to be me?
Oh yeah, and I think I've shown that, especially in the bodybuilding world, you
Sure.
know, I have the dreads, I have the tattoos, I wear gold teeth, the way I talk in my videos. So I think people learn to love it.
Yeah. I, I mean, we'll get into the Q&As eventually, but people really enjoy how authentically Tonio is. There's
Have
no
to
one
be.
else in the pro league like Tonio.
Gotta keep it, real, raw, uncut.
Real, raw, authentic.
Oh yeah.
That's because once you start getting weird and start pandering to people, it's just I feel like you lose your base.
hmm
All the people that saw you come up, they're just like, oh, this guy's just corporate. I don't know. No one wants to see corporate Tonio.
Right. And
So
where I grew up in, the crowd that I guess my environment, I would say, for me to get on and be this person that I'm not, they have no problem with calling it out,
mm,
And where I'm from, you get called a sellout. Like
yeah,
you don't do that. If you're gonna be great being you. Don't sell
yes,
yourself, in a bad way.
I'm for it. It sounds perfect. Speaking of having my shit together, the camera, as you can see, is not laggy. Who would have thought I just need to do some driver updates? So that's phenomenal.
Nice.
we still we still aren't actually using the backdrop, so I mean I don't even know why I have this thing anymore. I mean, once this is my last recording before I start driving, and then we'll pull the camper this post Monday. So on Monday we'll start driving back to California, and then I'll be recording podcasts out of my camper for the next like 2 years.
Nice. Make sure you
And
guys check the weather too, because
yeah,
here it started raining and we had a cold front.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we've
So
got a. I just picked up a 2,000 watt inverter generator, so
okay.
even even if it's a little too chilly, I can just turn that thing on, and I can run the whole camper. I can run the camper, I can run the AC, all the electric off just that. And it's
Oh
got like a
wow.
12 hour. Uh, it runs 12 hours off 1 gallon of gas,
Oh wow.
so it's a pretty good system. I think we have.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it'll last forever too.
I hope
Off
so.
one
Yeah,
gallon, you get all that.
yeah, 1 gallon for 12 hours of power. It's
Yeah.
I don't know how half the stuff works nowadays, but I think we got a good deal.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But figuring out the backdrop, because you remember on BNN before we started doing Monday Morning Muscle, I had all my signed autographed stuff framed on the wall. There's going to be
Right.
no room in that camper to do that, so I'm definitely gonna it's going to be different trying to figure out how to set up a studio in a camper living room.
Yeah. What about like Wi-Fi? How does that work?
So we have a satellite link up. So I'm going to get the Starlink from Elon Musk. I'm going to get that eventually. But in the meantime, on the mobile home lot that we're going to be leasing from, they have part of like, you hook up the power, the septic, the water, you hook all
Right.
that up, but then you also have an internet hookup. So
Ah,
the
okay,
internet just
got you.
hooks in right into the camper. And then I have, there's a Wi-Fi distributor within the camper.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
But I'm
Got you.
probably just going to grab an Ethernet and find a way to link right in, just so we don't have to spend 5 hours uploading an hour podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that. That's what I had to do here for when I'm here in Vernon. I think it says it on the shirt in Vernon, Texas. They had it's the bacon capital of the world, I guess. This city. So they had like a bacon festival today.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's like my secret before shows. We baking
bacon.
before prejudging.
Have you ever heard of the bacon weave?
Yeah.
Have you
No.
seen that where they take like it's like 4 pieces of bacon like this and 4 pieces of bacon like this, and you weave it?
No.
Oh man, you gotta look that up. A bacon weave. There's these guys back in the day. I was probably 13, and it was called Epic Mealtime for all the old school people that used to have brain rot on the internet before brain rot was a thing. Epic Mealtime bacon weave. They would make burgers instead of buns. They would use the bacon weave. So
Oh.
it'll be like a burrito out of bacon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that sounds good, but it sounds like a heart attack as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out the diet thing as soon as I get back, because I lost that bet. I put Hadi over Samson, so I got to get on stage around April, and I don't know if I want to start off with a keto or just do like a normal recomp and just switch to like 5 meals a day of chicken and rice, and then
Hmm.
on my I've never done carb manipulation where I cycle carbs on the non-training days. That's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. Well, first I think I'm gonna work with Titan Medical. I'm gonna send them all my blood so that they can figure out what my levels are, and
Hmm.
then I think I'm gonna look into doing some peptides to help with my shoulders,
Oh
because
yeah.
this one's my bad one, and it's always down like that. I want to get it to where it just sits normal.
Right.
So I'm gonna try that, and then do a recomp, figure out the food, figure out the training. Maybe I'm training too much. Maybe I just need 3 or 4 days a week instead of 6.
Yeah, what does that shoulder hurt?
Yeah, this one always does. Yeah, yep.
Okay, got
Well,
you.
it's because I tore that labrum back here like 5 years ago, and it never healed. So it just like
Ah.
there's no suction in the shoulder to keep it up. It just lays down.
Oh wow.
So like it's supposed to be here, right? It's supposed to
Yeah.
be, but for me it sits down here like this, just falls.
Oh wow.
Yep. So I try to like find something to like hold on to when I'm talking to people, so that it's like at
They
least
don't
level.
notice.
This looks great, but now it looks funny. Everyone knows. But
Oh man. Yeah, I almost would say the other shoulder looks like if you're shrugging that one instead of relaxing it. That's what I was thinking. If it was that, yeah, you know what I mean?
yeah, this one's fine. It's just it's I think the front is so tight that it rounds forward.
Yeah.
So I think I just need to get back into getting deep tissue work, because I haven't had any deep tissue work in 7 months.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I
So
hate deep tissue.
I'm hurting. I need to get back in there and get the degrassing and the we're gonna try Pilates, and
Oh
hopefully
wow.
that helps with stretching.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be the big man on campus with all the tiny Asian women. Should be fun. But we got some plans, man. I don't know how what does your recovery look like? Do you do a lot of? I know you do like deep tissue work, and you probably do. Do you do like some sauna work?
Sauna I'll do sometimes. It's not a go-to, but I definitely do deep tissue. I can do it more. I don't do as much as I should. I actually really hate deep tissue massages.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like they prove a point. Like they have to like,
Oh,
you
well, are
know,
you going to like a different person, or you have like one? Do you have a guy?
Yeah. There's a guy out here, but now there is. But people I would go to before was like they want
They're
to like
like,
climb on a table and put their knee in my leg, and I'm like, yo, I get it, you're strong. You don't gotta try to,
yep, like
but
I am not the mountain you need to climb right now. Just
right,
like
right,
help me recover. Don't, because you know that
beat you up
person
even
probably went on
more.
podcasts the next day like, I beat the crap out of this guy and he thought he was gonna be tough and he wasn't shit. Like,
Yeah, it's bad, but I got more into ice baths
yeah,
because of Justin. Actually, I did it in college for football.
okay,
And when we would do it in football, it was every day after practice because how much it will help you with, your inflammation recovery.
yep,
But it's also said that it slows down muscle growth too.
it does.
So
That's the
that's why
trade-off. So you
when
have to figure out what you're doing. Like, are you using it for sports to recover so you're not injured? But as a bodybuilder, this is all me regurgitating Joe Rogan facts. So apologies, everyone. But for bodybuilders, you probably shouldn't be ice bathing immediately after weight training because it
so
will
I agree.
decrease. Yep.
And that's why when I see people doing it, I'm just kind of like they're wasting their what they just got done
They're
doing.
leaving gains on the table, is what people say.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's pointless for a bodybuilder to do it, but if you're doing sports, like we were talking,
Yep.
MMA, then yeah, ice bath is perfect.
Yep. Yep. But if you're a performance athlete trying to build real muscle tissue, you don't want to ice bath. Again,
Right.
this is Joe Rogan talking, but that's what
It
I've
makes sense.
it. Hey, it makes sense, and that's why I repeat it. If something
Right,
doesn't
right.
make sense, and I'm like, I don't know. Shit,
Yeah.
man, I've got a good topic to talk about. One of our good friends and subscribers, Mike Dougherty Fitness, shared some information on Big Mike. What's the guy's name? I know he's on Fuad stuff every once in a while. Big Mike Van Wyck. Does that sound
Yeah.
familiar? The guy with the big beard.
Yeah.
So he recently, maybe let's see if I can try to play the video for you guys. Bear with us, but essentially the story here is the guy. What's his name? I forget his name. Nippard. Jeff Nippard is a science-based YouTube channel. I don't know if you've ever seen him. Phenomenal
Yeah.
content. Really, I mean, I think everyone who's into bodybuilding has seen this guy's stuff.
Right. Yeah,
And
he makes a lot of videos while he's lifting in the gym, right?
yeah, he just
Explaining the
shows
lifts and
like,
everything.
yeah, he shows the medical journals of weight training and how things work, and breaks it down to like the scientific level so that you can better understand how things work when you're doing it.
Right.
And I'm gonna play this, and Tony, just let me know if you don't hear the sound.
All right.
Oh, well, there's no sound yet.
Science guys really need to answer this question before anything.
Yeah.
Why is it that you remain so mediocre, yet you know so much?
I know I don't need to respond to this, but since he asked, using science-based training, I won Natural Bodybuilding Nationals. I earned my pro card on the most competitive stage in the World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. I placed second in my first bodybuilding pro show, and while doing this, I set the Canadian record on the bench press, and I set a provincial record on the squat. I currently weigh 180 pounds at 5'5" tall, which is pretty close to my natural limit given my height and my genetics. That's all besides the point though, because facts are facts. Information is either right or wrong. It doesn't matter who that information is coming from. If the people with the best physiques had the most knowledge, why would Steve-Bum need a coach? He has the best physique on the planet. Who could possibly know more than him? Well, it's pretty obvious that bodybuilding success comes from great genetics and really hard training. And if you want to make it in the IFBB, steroid balls. I like science because it gives me more confidence in what actually works and what doesn't, because it isolates variables. If you trust a big guy's advice over scientific studies, that doesn't bother me. I listen to what big guys have to say too.
We all know the science-based guys.
And the last bit here is this one right here. I don't know, that's just more just talking smack. This is what really threw me off here is I understand bro lifting and going in the gym and just having fun, but when you have someone who can show you the literature of telling you that this means this and like 1 + 1 = 2 when
Right.
it comes to weight training, what's the point of just coming back and just calling people derogatory terms? And I mean, I think one of the terms was Mike just calling people like a little, he's a bitch. It's like, I think it's the first time I've cursed on this channel, but it's just like,
I can tell how uncomfortable you were saying it.
I don't curse. I've been doing YouTube for like 7 years. I do not curse. It's just back in the day you couldn't even say like, I say heck in the real world, Tonio. Like I am the most weird creature that YouTube has created when it comes to self-censorship. But I don't get this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What drives someone to look at someone like Jeff Nippard, who has, I'm pretty sure, over a decade of YouTube experience breaking down medical literatures and journals when it comes to exercise science? What makes someone just say like, okay, that I can see what you're doing, but I don't care what that is. I don't think it means anything. Clearly, I'm doing it right because.
I mean, ultimately, I think it comes to pride and ego, because you get people in the gym and when they're doing stuff, I mean, they could be doing it right, but there's a better way of doing it. You try telling them, they get mad. You know, I do this too. I don't need your help. Okay, like I understand.
But that's an ego thing, right?
Right.
Because if Tony, if you came up to me and said, "Hey, man, I noticed you're doing some bench press and you're bouncing off the chest." If you said, "Hey, you're actually going to get more muscle if you pause and control the movement all the way through," if you're someone who's not a dick, you're going to take that kind of criticism and you're going to be receptive of it. I feel like if you're coming back to people online and yelling at them, or even in person, there's something wrong in your head that you need to address. It's not the person making the correction. It's not Tonio saying, "Hey, this is how you get better." It's the person.
Right. It's definitely something mental there, in a sense of, I mean, we don't know what people have been through, you know what I mean? And maybe this person was constantly attacked in, certain ways, to where they think every time someone's talking to them, it's, let me get defensive.
Yep.
You think you're better than me. And
from what I understand, Mike was a bouncer for decades. I think he even did stuff with Drake. So I'm sure that kind of line of work, you have to be able to make a decision and stand by it. So if he feels like he's right, even if it's online arguing with trolls, he probably just needs to stand by his decisions, even though he's clearly wrong in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been on both sides where you try to help someone and they don't want it. And then, I mean, there's people who just the other day in the gym was talking to me about an exercise. It was a hammer strength incline press. And they were telling me to put a pad behind my back and try that.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually tried it, and the shit worked better than the way I was doing it. And they're not even a pro bodybuilder,
Charles Glass, that's like his signature thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't care how big, short, young, fat, ugly, whatever the person is. If they can make me learn something, they can teach me something, I'm going to take it. Right. We don't know everything. I'm not going to walk in the gym. I mean, I'll be confident in the gym because I know enough, because I know it works for me. Yeah. But I'm not going to walk in and tell everybody, you're wrong, you're dumb for doing it that way, you're an idiot for not listening to me, whatever. Take my advice or don't. It's up to you, sink or swim.
Right.
And, and then you have people who do react to trolls. Some people actually get mad when people are trolling. Me, I think it's funny. I'm going to talk shit back.
You do pretty well at replying to people. I stopped. I don't do any replies at all. And that was just something it might have been a Rogan thing. It might have been, I don't know who it was, but it's like, it doesn't matter how big you are on any platform. The negative stuff you see, you're going to hyperfixate on it. And I'm super receptive to like negative energy. So like I have to guard my positivity because I am a very positive person. So I got to be careful. And what do you guard your feelings essentially?
Right.
But Tonio, you got some big shoulders. You can take it.
I mean, I used to be like, I'm telling you, when I first started competing and I turned pro and we were getting ready for the Indie Pro, I remember I posted a picture and as a kid I had a pubescent gyno. So both nipples were puffy. But I didn't know what this was until bodybuilding. to where
Oh,
when we got it checked as a kid, because my mom thought it was something crazy. The doctor even said it's natural, it's common. Some younger kids have more tests than others.
yeah,
And the doctor even called. He was like, he's probably an aggressive kid. And my mom was like, yeah. So that was why. Whatever. Post this picture, and people are just going off, and I'm like, the fuck is gyno? First off.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we look it up, and I'm like, damn. I actually became very self conscious about it, to where I watched how I would post. I wouldn't hit certain poses and post it,
I
and I
bet.
was told I wouldn't win the show and all that bullshit. Well, I ended up winning, but as soon as we win and I get the check, I'm like, time to go get it cleaned out. So I
Yeah,
got it taken away. But then at the same time, it actually almost made me walk away from the sport of bodybuilding.
really.
Oh yeah, I was so insecure about it, and this is what people don't understand that they do when they're constantly attacking bodybuilders. You make us
Yeah,
question a lot of shit,
yep,
But then you have to get to a point to where if you don't believe it, then what they say has no power. And so that's why when they would talk about that, it would hit me so hard because it already bothered me.
mm,
So now when people say what they have to say, I mean, 9 times out of 10, they don't know me. They don't
true.
know how I
They don't
get
know me,
down.
son.
Right. And talking to me online, you're going to get a different reaction if you come at me to my face.
No one's
You know what
coming
I
to your
mean?
face. No one's
So
doing it.
I'm
So
a joke with you.
it's like you can't. I can't take like this drama online in person seriously. Like I don't enjoy Bob Ciccarello. He's done a lot of creepy things. I don't enjoy him. But in person, I would never like try to like do a I don't know like a
Hmm.
pose down. Like I would never like try to get in his face. Like when I'm in person, it's a professional. You have to act a certain way.
Right.
People that do all this like calling out people at expos, I cannot stand that stuff because it kills me, because then you've got guys that are like hyping themselves up to
Hmm.
like get this confrontation, to get the views, to get the clicks, and then some random person you just see that happen to them, and then they're just like all they can do is smile and laugh because they're like, what is this clown doing right now?
Right, exactly.
It's not reality, and
Hmm.
that's what people need to get in their heads when they're having these weird arguments about, is the Smith better or is the bench better? Like,
Yeah.
Tony, you said it right, you said it perfectly. It's up to the person. Sure, the literature might say that you might get more muscle activation from the Smith press, but maybe you're a freak who's been doing bench press since they were 12, and that's just one of your like specialty movements. Some people are super
Right.
hyper responsive to deadlifts or barbell movements compared to fixed movements or machines. Phil Heath was a
Hmm.
huge machine guy, but then maybe like freaking Ronnie Coleman was a
Yeah.
bar guy. So it's like, and I know this sounds like super douchey. Are you gonna go tell Ronnie Coleman that he can't that he can't use a barbell because the literature says it's better to have a Smith?
Right.
I think that's the moral of the story is if somebody's not receptive, clearly Mike, I don't want to keep butchering his name because I don't want to be that guy. It's such a dick thing to do, is like mess up people's names. Big Mike Van Wyck. Like if Mr. Van Wyck is not receptive to feedback from someone who is known for this, then Joe Schmo in the comment sections is not going to get anywhere with this guy. So just
Right.
leave it be, because now
How
you're
did they
just
meet?
poking the bear.
How did those two come like into confrontation?
I'm assuming. Well, so there was I think I read it real quick. It says that Jeff Nippard replied saying, "Here, let me share it, just so there's full transparency. I'm not putting words in people's mouths. It's the last thing we want. I'd like to think people trust me, but just in case, it's saying this is a comment from Jeff Nippard on a video. Essentially, just saying that he messaged Mr. Van Wyck privately, offering to like have like a real, a man-to-man conversation about like what he's trying to get across, and I guess it was not received well. So if these two grown men are having a conversation and one is not being receptive, let it be.
Right.
I don't think you really need to make it into a big thing. Even us talking about it, it's an educational lesson about, hey, try to help people where you can, but you can't force knowledge onto people that aren't willing. Like, I probably didn't do any massage work for the first 5 years of my career of bodybuilding. And now I'm like a lopsided mess. I wasn't receptive to stretching and deep tissue work and doing ice padding and elevating and stuff. I wasn't receptive to that information. Now I am. And now I tell everyone to stretch before and after, and sometimes even during. Tonio, I'll tell you what, man. If I do a slightly inclined Smith press, and at the very end of it, I just leave it in the down position and like the resting position and just let the chest just stretch. Better than sex, man. I'll tell you, it's pretty good.
Oh my God. I didn't expect that.
That's like when you take the first scoop of a good pre-workout or an amino blend and you get all those brand new flavors for the first time. You're like, ooh. It's the same thing almost.
Oh yeah, that's funny. I just actually ran out of EAs, but I had my backup too, so it's all good.
Have you done I'm sure you have, but have you done the grape yet?
Yes.
It's got an interesting back flavor to it. I'm trying to like put my finger on it. It's like, I don't know. It's got grape, but there's also like a really strong something else, and I have to be honest. Like I'm not a fan of the aftertaste, whatever it is.
No matter what it is, besides it's gonna sound a little racial. Besides soda, I won't do grape.
You won't do no. Tonio, you're letting your people down.
But yeah, apple juice though, the EAA's the apple juice is spot on.
I got the new merch launch, and I think I might be just in time to get the buy one get one deal going on right now. I need to get at least one hoodie with the new Dragon merch drop, and then I need to look at the other proteins because this coconut ice cream, this thing is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to dig into this. I've got 10 pounds of non-Dragon Pharma protein I still got to dig through, so I'll keep that baby sealed until it's. I'll tell you what, but my girlfriend, she's been eyeing it. She's been eyeing it, so I'm gonna make sure this thing doesn't get lost in storage. Because she's been going to the gym with me, but just not banging the weights. But she's been there stretching, and she did like 20 minutes on the treadmill this morning because we're doing the real bodybuilding stuff. We're doing the fasted cardio in the morning, and right after we're done with this, we're gonna do our super late night evening back days today, I think. So we're gonna enjoy it for the couple more days we have of vacation, and then it's a 5-day drive from Dallas, Texas to San Francisco, California.
Oof.
I know. And then it's back to the lab gym in San Ramon.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get back there, dude. You need to reach out to them. I bet you they'd compensate you to come out there and do a little Q&A, pose down, do some shooting.
Oh yeah, I'll be down.
Yeah, sure. And then I'll be out there, so I'll have all my camera gear, and I can just do like a day in the life.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Would be fun.
That's definitely said something up.
Also, I can't wait to get back home because my buddy hooked me up with so they Pepsi, I guess, owns Rockstar. I guess. I don't know how it works, but there's a Pepsi distribution center out of Tracy, California. And that's right next to where I used to work when I was active duty at Camp Parks, California.
Okay.
They brought like 7 pallets of Rockstar to give away to the troops on base and their families. Wow. And my buddy was able to secure 10 cases of Rockstar, sugar-free Rockstar for me. So you can imagine my F-150. You got the center console, and then the passenger seat is to the ceiling of Rockstars. So your boy is going to be pumping Rockstars for the next 7 months. So
I think they need to sponsor you now.
Rockstar, hit me up, man, because I'm not stopping. I actually enjoy this stuff. The sugar-free stuff. I've got this is my 5th case I went through in the last, 5 months. I go through it hard. I love that stuff. The trick is you go to Dollar Tree and you get them for $1.
Yeah.
Just get a whole case. It's like $25 that lasts you 3 weeks.
Right.
If you need a little pick me up, I mean, if you're caffeine intake can afford it, you can take a little pre-workout or like a quarter scoop here and there. But if you just want to get a little carbonation, hey man, little $1.25. It's 12 ounces of deliciousness in a can. Tonio, tell me more about your favorite. You're like, if they're not paying me, I'm not saying nothing.
So, I mean, I actually do monsters.
Monsters are so good,
Yeah.
but I just can't imagine them like Flex Lewis is the only bodybuilder I've ever known to get sponsored by them. So it's like, there's no way, you know?
Yeah.
If I just keep hawking Rockstar for like a year, maybe they'll be like, hey man, here's a hat. And I'm like, oh my God, a
Here's a
hat.
hat.
I've always wanted a hat. Or maybe like one of those Coach visors. I'm telling you, I might be the next Dexter Jackson and just rock nothing but visors. I don't know.
That's right. It's like a lot of his videos, he's wearing those damn visors.
Yeah, he does. Well, I got one second. Oh man, I'm gonna mess up the whole production thing. We got a couple topics, and then we'll do the QAs. I was going through my stuff, and I found my junk bands.
Oh, okay. You were telling me about those.
Yeah, dude. I have like 4 of these things. They're a little pricey, but they're big, so it covers like most of your head.
Yeah.
This thing is so nice just to get the sweat out of my eyes. Like this morning when I was doing my fasted cardio, I really should have grabbed it and I forgot. Like it was these things. No, I love Scott. Scott with Old School Bodybuilding Clothing Company. He makes phenomenal hats and phenomenal shirts, but I don't think he makes any sweatbands just yet. So
yeah,
until he does or Dragon Pharma beats them, I know they got the drop coming soon. I'll get all the colors there.
Yeah,
but,
I was like, yeah, Xavier likes to tease us a lot. So,
dude, that I don't even know if I saved the picture, but that jersey looked so good. Oh, I can't wait.
I even asked him too. I said, "When?" He never responded.
What a tease, Xavier! You tease.
Yeah,
man. But we got to figure out. I got to find a way to order the sweatshirts. I don't think I saw any sweatshirts on the website. I'm hurting. I need some hoodies, man.
It should. I think that a lot of the zip up hoodies are up there. Should be up there.
I'm not a huge fan of the zip ups because like the zip gets all bacony.
Yeah, I don't think they have hoodies. I think the girls have hoodies. They're like cropped hoodies.
I mean, I am small, so I probably could fit one of those things. I mean, I know what you're trying to say, Tonio. Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah, let's try to wear one of those on the next one.
All right. I'll get one that's big enough for me so that when I wear it and everyone laughs at me, I'll be like, okay, it's a joke. Obviously, it's for my girlfriend. As like I'm just crying.
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
The allergies.
Oh, that's great.
Terrible. Oh, so now that we've ranted for 30 minutes, bodybuilding news. AJ Kelly Roberts. I feel like we plug him every episode. I think everyone knew this, but I'll say it anyways. Hadi Chupin is probably not going to do the Arnold Classic. I don't know if somebody like a famous Iranian journalist, has confirmed Hadi is out. I think everyone knew Hadi was not going to be doing the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to do it.
No, I don't think anyone in their right mind was thinking that, okay, this guy went into the Olympia, probably a favorite to be in the top 2, stays in the top 2. The defending champ falls to 3. And from what I understand, I haven't watched the full breakdown of Tyler's feedback, but from what I understand, people were telling me that Tyler Mannion said that Hadi's legs were unsymmetrical and downsized.
Oh, wow.
So if that's the feedback from the vice president of the Pro League, you can't just jump into another show, especially if you know the reigning Mr. Olympia is doing that show.
Right.
Derek got the same feedback of downsized legs. So Derek is probably not going to do any shows this year. He's going to take a full year off and make the improvements.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the freak of Samson. Samson can just keep competing, I think we were joking just a second ago. We've got the Romania Pro in, is it 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Almost 3 weeks. Sure. It's actually 3 weeks exactly from today. So you have the Romania. Samson's done that show like 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah,
So
that's why I wouldn't be surprised if you did.
I would not be surprised if he jumps into the Romania and then probably doesn't do the Prague. But if he really wanted to stick it to all these, like, no offense to the European guys, but the guys that are really banking on the top Americans not coming to those shows, you look at the Prague, Romania, the Big Man Evolution in Spain, in Alicante, Spain, typically. You look at those shows, those guys in the European area, in Russia, maybe somebody from South America, some of those guys are trying to sneak in and get those early qualifications.
Right.
I've heard rumors from the airport of the Mr. Olympia that Rafa is going to Europe to do those shows.
Oh, damn.
So do not be surprised if Rafael Brandao is at the Prague or the Romania. I've also heard from firsthand knowledge, talking with Andrea Presti, that he probably will be doing those shows.
He definitely should.
He definitely, yeah. I mean, the guys, he did quite a few shows last year trying to qualify, just barely missed it, you know.
Right,
And
right.
I bet you if the point system was around, he probably would have made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, that's,
you know what?
that's
I'm kind of glad they got rid of that thing.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, just because when they did have it, how many competitors there were, and I
in each show?
remember, oh yeah, for Olympia, like
but it only
going on
added
stage
like
and it
3,
happened
I
until the
think,
next
right?
morning, huh?
It only added like 3 extra competitors.
Not, I mean, you had, because if you think about it, it's not just your number one from bodybuilding going. I think bodybuilders, it was like 20 something bodybuilders. Open men's bodybuilding.
I think that was like during the COVID where they let a lot of those qualifications roll over.
Yeah, it was so many.
Like 2 years worth of Vancouver Pro people doing it, and then at the end of the year they had like the first and second place guys going, and I think it was Big Man, or no, the European Championships that year. They had the first and second as qualifiers. That was a weird year because there was like 30 something guys in men's open that year.
Yeah, see, I can imagine the time they got on stage. If right now they get on stage at 11 p.m., then they'll probably get on stage at 1 a.m.
And you're supposed to, and how are you supposed to peak for that, you know?
Right.
I guess that's actually a good question, Sam. I mean, we don't know who's going to be doing the Romania and the Prague. We've got 3 weeks, so stay tuned. I'm sure next week we'll have some more information, and Tony will ask around and see who's hinting at doing those shows. But when it comes to your Olympia prep, Tonio, do you adjust when you do training so that your body is more susceptible to peaking better if you know when you're getting on stage?
No. I think the thing that we really changed was the meals we ate at the times we ate it and supplements. Justin was very good at calculating all that, because if you go back to that Olympia when I got 8th, we were the talk at prejudging about how we hit our peak perfectly.
Yeah,
you know, we were hard as nails up there, full as a house. So the whole trying to adjust working, so changing my workout time to later at night because I know we're going to get on stage later for Olympia, I don't think that does anything. At the end of the day, it's all about your energy and how you feel. At that point, it's better to get more rest than to try to work out.
I got nothing against that. That sounds like a perfect, because I thought somebody like maybe like Derek Lunsford or one of the top Olympians, he was talking about how he adjusted his whole, it was Martin Fitzwater was on Jay Cutler's Cutler cast.
Okay.
And he was talking about how he adjusted his whole training to be ready for the Olympia at a certain time. And he said he was very worried that there was going to be some time differential based off the other Olympias missing the start times.
Right.
And running over. So then that's when Jay kind of went on his tangent about him skipping prejudging because he felt that it was disrespectful for the athletes that they weren't getting the men's open, what the Olympia is built on time.
Yeah, I think, if Martin said it, it could be a thing. I mean, look what he plays. So it could be a thing to change, and do it. So now you have a theory now. But as far as we know why open men's bodybuilding isn't going first at these shows. You know, we
everyone
know why
knows
it's safe for the end.
if they put men's open up first, everyone would leave. And
Exactly.
Jake Wood himself says his version of the Olympia is bodybuilding for everybody. So he
Right,
doesn't
right,
care about the money. He cares about making sure that everyone's there to support all the athletes.
right,
Even though we all know, me myself included, I'm in the media area. As soon as men's what was it? As soon as classic physique and 212 are done, I'm out of the room. Like I'm running to the nearest outlet to start editing or to start doing some monologue in the car.
right,
I've got a job to do. And a lot of people, they want to go back to the expo and get some more time meeting their athletes and stuff like that. Nothing against figure, women's physique, men's physique. All those divisions are phenomenal. But we've got to, some people only care about classic physique. Like some
right,
people
right.
go to the Olympia just to meet Chris Bumstead.
Yeah.
And they'll
Well,
wait in
I
that
seen
line
his
for
line.
3 hours.
Yeah. His
So,
line wrapped around everyone's table.
dude, when I went to the Superstar seminar on the Sunday morning after the Olympia, what a blessing that was. That was such a smart thing to go to. I got to meet Ryan Terry. He had his Olympia medal. Keon Pearson, he had his medal. And then who else did I talk to? I think I talked to Derek Lunsford too. But Chris Bumstead, no chance. That guy
Yeah.
had it was like half the audience was just waiting for him.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that's just, it's insane to think of next year. Now that Chris is retired, what is he going to bring to classic physique in terms of not just money, but hopefully commentary?
Right.
He gets to stand there and give some feedback. I know Chris is kind of an anxious dude, but I'm wondering the different types of value he can bring to the Olympia, to the Arnold. Is Chris going to start doing what Ian's been doing and trying to work as a promoter to bring like a really big classic physique pro show?
Right. I was like, he can
Canada?
definitely start his own show. That would be huge.
The Bumstead Classic. Why not?
Yeah.
C-Bum Classic. That's probably already in the works,
Right, right, right.
There's no way. That's, oh my God, that's another whole tangent, dude. Like, I would love to see, and we're at 43 minutes. We still got to get to all of our questions. I would love to see someone like Tonio Burton have the Tonio Classic or the Burton Classic that has men's open, where
Right.
you would work with either Legion or, I don't know, one of these shows, Chicago Pro, like one of these like iconic shows, and have them be classics or Grand Prix. Yeah, you used to have was it the Phil Heath Classic, or there used to be a pro show in California that was a men's open bodybuilding show, and then I think it turned into the San Francisco Championships, and then now it's gone completely. There used to be shows based off of Jay Cutler, off Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman. Those used to be pro-ams where they had men's open at those shows.
Right.
That's cool. I love that idea. I don't particularly care too much about the Texas Pro or the Puerto Rico Pro.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have that no more, right?
That one's been gone for a couple of years. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know the people did that one. So it's like,
right.
Why are we, especially in Italy, those dudes change the name every year? Like, just stop. The Tsunami Pro, the Impero Pro, it's just a different name every year. Like, name it the Dennis James Classic, make it a Pro-Am, and have the onesies, the twosies, the Cutlers, the Colemans, the Jacksons. I would love to see that. And people would like, I know, well, I mean, you've done the Legion a couple times. You've done the Cali a couple times. You've won the New York Pro, which is a huge accomplishment. New York Pro, I don't think is going to get their name changed. It's not going to be the Weinberger Classic. That might be a little weird, but some of these other ones, I think there's a great opportunity. If the Indy Pro ever came back, you could name that like I don't know. I think there's a cool opportunity to build some legacy, especially.
Hey, you know what?
What?
the New York Pro, the name might change. I don't know, because I know the Instagram name is not just Bev's Gym anymore.
Oh, really? Did they change it to something?
Yeah, I think it's something else.
It's always been, because that was always such a hard thing to find for tagging.
Yeah,
Steve
because for New York Pro,
Weinberger Bev's Gym.
yeah. See, I know they changed the name of it or something like that.
Interesting.
So I wonder if that's gonna flow into the show change.
I would love to see the Bev Francis Classic.
Yeah, that actually has a good ring to it.
That would be a legacy. I think Steve Weinberger can look past himself and make legacies based off of like people that really have, done the work. Not that he hasn't, but like on stage, Like I would never want to have a Sancho Girl Classic. Like I would never even consider that. But the Pittsburgh Pro, why not name that the Mannion Classic? Everyone knows that that's what that is.
Yeah, it would definitely. I think it would draw more attention hearing that too.
Yeah, the Mannion Classic. I love it. I don't know. Anyways, tangent done. Sorry, everyone. In the main takeaway, Hadi is not doing the Arnold Classic. Lunsford probably not doing the Arnold Classic. And now we get to do the Q&As. Did anyone send you any questions separately?
No, I didn't see none in the DMs. Mainly just
nobody was sliding in.
Nah. Just you know what? Then again, if I don't if it's not people that I like talk to or whatever, their message will go to the request anyway, so I won't see it.
That's true.
But,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But just under the picture, I've seen a lot of people do it.
So many people asking for feet pic. Like I'm sure your inbox is just murder.
They want us to send them the posing trunks.
Ooh, the used ones.
It's always, can you send the posing trunks? Can you wear them for a day first and then send them? Oh yeah, it's some.
What's the pro rate? What's the rate on that right now? It's like $500 a posing trunk.
Oh man, I've been offered $2,000, $5,000. The most was 15. I would get 7.5 now, and then 7.5 when I showed up for muscle worshiping.
Is that they wanted the trunks you wore for the Olympia, or did they want the New York Pro Special, or
the New York Pro Special?
Yeah, that's how you make the money right there. It's like I will be auctioning off the champions posing trunks for the New York Pro.
Right.
Good Lord. Anyways, let's see here. Shout out to _fit_native. Question for Tonio. What's the biggest win in your career, and what's the hardest loss?
Whew, that's a good one. Biggest win. Well, I mean, I would have to go New York for sure for the biggest win. Just because I didn't think I would be. The time we did New York, I didn't have that in my sights whatsoever. I actually was like, you know what? Instead of doing New York this year, I'll do it next year when I feel like I'm worthy of doing that show as a bodybuilder.
Okay.
So to go and do it, and then and we win it. It was just kind of like, oh shit, like we did it. So that would definitely hardest loss. Hardest loss. You know what? I think enjoying the sport. I haven't really looked at it as like, damn, this was a big loss that hurt. I look at it more so as, okay, I could do better.
Yeah.
This time I got to do better. That's a
constructive way of looking at, you place a very close second. It's like, okay, I was right there. And
right.
The only thing I missed was XYZ that the judges told me. So now I'm going to go back to work and bring a better package. I'm not going to beat myself up and, drink or whatever. So.
Right. So, yeah, it's hard to say a hard loss because, I mean, you could take it back to the Arnold. When not just me, but, a lot of people said they felt they had me winning.
Yeah.
And, I can take it like, oh, fuck, I should have won that show and be mad, but it doesn't change anything.
It doesn't help.
So it's kind of like, all right, like, I'll see you again.
Yep.
And, I'll leave it at that. I'm more about getting my get back. So to Rafa, to Nick, to Martin, they got to see me again.
Oh, yeah. You're not going anywhere. And
right. They got to qualify just like I do.
Yep. Antonio's just getting better because you're.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Lowe was wondering. He heard that you did the New York and you were only like 205.
No, so the year I won New York, I was 217.
217.
When we did Olympia and I got eighth, I was two. I think Justin said we were 213 or 212.
Good Lord.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're 214.
You were 214 on the men's open.
Yeah.
Top 8.
And then I asked Steve for feedback. Like, hey, what can we do? You know, just get in the mix.
Yep.
And I was like, should I go off season and just grow? You know, stay out of the circuit for a little bit, focus on growing. And then he asked me how much I weighed. And he goes, well, why don't you just go do 212 for right now? You know, give it another year in the 212. And, you know, I told him, I was like, you know what? I'll take what you're saying. And I actually thought about it. But then.
Bro, you would be top 2 because you would be Clarita.
Yeah. It crossed my mind.
Oh,
what a
shit show you would stir up if you just jumped into 212.
Oh, you know, I think I'll get good comments and I'll get a lot of bad.
it would make the 212 Olympia so exciting, dude.
Oh, especially with someone like you have Keon, you have Sean, you have Angel.
Yeah, Kareth is right
Kareth.
there.
Yeah, it'll be crazy. So I mean, it's definitely been a thought, but I think being in the 212 and just the way I was having to diet down.
Yeah.
I think before it felt so hard to diet down compared to now because I'm bigger than what I was when I was in 212, but we damn near hit 212.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just weird.
Somehow you kept all that stage weight.
Yeah. So
you would
we
break
were
hearts,
214
bro.
at the 2023 Olympia.
Yeah, you would break hearts if you did a 212 show.
And that's why I think about now, like, okay, if I can hang when I'm 60 pounds lighter than half these guys.
What if you were only 50 pounds lighter? What if you were only 40 pounds lighter?
Right, exactly. So that's why this time we take it off. Now you see my pictures I'm putting up. I still look lean.
I was telling Jason on BNN, I was like, this dude didn't train for 2 weeks and he still looks like this. And he's like, bro, it doesn't even make sense. That's stupid.
Yeah, we're
260.
So I'm just like, and I told Justin that too because he knows we won't get fat.
Yeah.
And just no matter what we try, we don't have cheat meals. We have cheat days, and you know we just put on the weight. Body takes it. We continue to grow.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking like how I look now, and we're at 260, I know most of that when it comes off on stage. If I was to get on stage right now, diet down, we'll probably be 230 right now. So I feel like we keep beating the hammer in. I told him I want to be 275 before we think about a show.
Yep.
And not to chase the number on the scale, but I just know that density and muscle is maturing. It's baking in there. So the longer we hold it, the better.
And you said you're cruising around 260?
Yeah.
And your abs are still crazy sharp.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. I mean, I still got striations through the glutes, the quads, all that. So, and all we're doing is just focusing on main part.
And you're in a health phase, right?
Yeah, we're not blasting anything. It's just cruising, just chilling. I'm not even taking HGH. Your nickname
should be the mutant, not the predator. You're a freak. And I mean it in the best way.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I just got done eating Sonic right now.
I hate that for you. I hate it so much. Sonic's good though. Sonic's burgers are underrated.
Oh yeah.
People sleep on. I'm not to get in a fat man tangent, but what's the squared ones? Wendy's. I always used to like Wendy's burgers.
Wendy's is good, yeah. Now it's just the Baconator is what it was, but it's just so greasy, you know.
Yeah, it really hits. Yeah. Huh. I can't wait to get back on a real prep. I've been kind of starving right now. I'm like, I'm gonna hop on keto just so I can get some consistency in. And it's like, I don't know. I'll have to be taking stool softeners like every couple days because all that bacon and almonds are just gonna.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay, sorry. So that was one question.
That was a good question. Best win was New York. Hardest loss, I don't think we had a hard loss. It was just more so time to come back with it, get our get back. But I actually know who One Fit Native is. He owns a gym in California, Desert Metro Fitness.
Desert Metro.
Yeah,
SoCal.
yeah, and he actually Marvelous actually trains there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Okay. Let's see. Miss Fitness Momo goal stage weight for this year 230.
Yeah. So I mean, because we're not doing it this year, so next year we want to
Right.
be at least 230, 235 plus for
Yeah.
stage weight.
Yeah. Let's see. Some of these I haven't read through, so I do apologize. Loss made. What makes you different from everyone else? Is there a single life event that you feel changed you forever? If so, for the good or bad?
Whew.
Yeah,
Um,
deep one.
makes me different from everyone else. I can't necessarily say I'm different from everyone else in the sense because I don't know what everyone goes through.
Mm.
But if we talk about things I've dealt with in life and continue to have to push to be at the level I am, I think a lot of people who compete, if they were to walk in my shoes, they wouldn't make it. You know, they would have folded a
100%.
long time ago. Things I've seen in home, things I've seen out of home, it will mess you up, you know.
Yeah.
As for an event that made me change my ways, 100%. My firstborn was, first son was born.
Yeah.
And it was a wake up call to stop doing what I was doing, but I was still involved. And then it wasn't until I remember we lived, they call it the hot zone on Sutro and Whittaking, Silver Terrace apartments. It was police in those apartments every day to
Yeah.
where we would sleep, myself, my son, his mom. We had upstairs, downstairs, but I wouldn't let them sleep upstairs. We slept in the living room and on the floor just because the constant shootings and
Oh,
things
wow.
popping off. It was very bad there. But I remember one of my friends actually called me and he was like, he was running from people, and he threw his weapon over the balcony,
Oh, jeez.
and I had to go grab it, put it away, whatever, so he didn't get in trouble for it, whatnot. But I seen how close to home it got, and then that's
Yeah.
when it was like, okay, it's time to really just leave this alone.
Yeah.
And it's great too because everybody that was affiliated with was cool with it. They seen what I was doing, they seen what I was trying to do, and they
They're
respected
probably
it.
happy for you.
Right. Most don't get that pass, but I was, I'll say blessed enough to be able to walk away. And even to this day, they see me around and they still shake my hand and ask how everything's going and check up and everything.
I love to
So
hear that,
yeah,
man.
that's what
Yeah.
changed everything. Too close to home.
Oof. Good question, Los Med. Oh, C Rodriguez _88 asks, where'd you get your grill from? Looking swole.
My grill. So he's talking about the teeth I wear.
Yeah.
And his name is Q Crown and Custom Dynasty on Instagram. We call them the hood jewelers out here. So
The Hood
because
Jeweler.
all
All
the
right.
rappers go to them, So yeah,
All
all
right.
our hood stars and rappers, they all go to them to get it. So yeah.
Oh, geez. All right. Good question. I think I've asked you this before on a different podcast, so the grill's definitely popped up a couple times.
hmm That's what I say. In this sport, people think you have to live a certain way, be a certain way to even get a look at, when you're on stage. But I'm like, these judges don't look at us and be like, okay, he looks proper, he looks bad, so we're gonna go with this one.
Mm.
It's what you bring.
Yep.
I got tattoos, all over my body,
All over.
dreads and everything, and they don't look at me and be like, oh, he's ghetto or hood. Let me choose this other guy. So I don't sit and change who I am or anything. I'm a be me. I'm gonna wear my grill. That's just a
Yep.
part of me. I like the look, and yeah, go from there.
Yeah. It's all about being authentic. And
Right, right.
what's the cool saying? Real recognize real.
Yeah, 100%.
I know it sounds terrible coming out of my mouth, but
I give it a head nod and everything.
oh man. Let's see. Spoon the Meathead asks, "What's the best feeling doing the bodybuilding process? Looking shredded or feeling strong and being strong as shit?"
The best feeling, it changes with what's going on. So if it's getting ready for a show, then by all means, that everyday different progress where like today you see one thing, the next day you're like, wait, that's something new and so on. It feels great, not because of what we're looking like, but we know we're changing and we're getting
Mhm.
better. That's what it ultimately comes down to. And that's what motivates me more to stay on my diet and
Yeah.
work out and do all my cardio is because I'm like, let's see what lines I could bring out tomorrow. So in a cut, by all means, that shredded feel. And when in a bulk, yeah, anytime numbers go up, I know we're doing it right. But
Mm.
that guy, him and his lady, they do skits on his Instagram.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was asking about the posing trunks.
No, no, he's cool. I believe they're in Texas too, at destinations where they train.
Oh
But
yeah, oh, that's only a couple hours away from me right now.
oh man, dude, they're funny. They're funny. Him and his lady, they're some characters. So
Oh jeez, hell yeah. But for you, it's a mixture of when you're shredded, it's awesome, but when you're huge and still somehow shredded, also cool.
oh yeah, when the numbers go up on the scale, and in the gym, you always want to PR in your off season.
True, true. I remember every time I chase when I'm feeling healthy, I'll do like, oh, I'm gonna do 1,000 pound club again, and I'll start going after it and slapping some plates on things, and it's always it's so mentally rewarding and refreshing when like if you can get back up to 3 plates on the bench, like that's so it's so rewarding if you've been
Right,
stuck at 2 for so long, or maybe someone's been stuck at like 135 one plate for years and they finally are able to get up to a plate and a quarter. Like
right,
that's so everyone's journey is different, so just take it in stride and find your own victories where you can find them,
right.
and make sure you're following Tonio on YouTube because his training vlogs are coming out as they come out. And he's eventually going to start doing those post-workout rants in the car.
Yeah,
He's going to find some random thing to talk about.
I was thinking about that yesterday. Actually, going live in the car and just like talking about what I did or whatever.
Bro,
But
just do it. And just try it and just see how receptive people are. And if people love it, then do it.
right.
Like, you're a top 8 men's open bodybuilder. Like, you can do whatever you want. I think people are going to enjoy it. Let's see. We are just over an hour, so I don't want to burn your time too much. Walk us through the let me put it on screen. The buy one get one free. It's been out for about a day so far with Dragon Pharma. Uh, let's see. Buy one get one free everything, celebrating their 9th anniversary.
Yes. So they're doing a whole across the whole website. Every supplement is a buy one get one. We don't have extra discount codes to this sale, but this is the only time they're doing this type of sale for the buy one get one because it's their anniversary.
Okay.
Anything else is after a certain amount you spend, then we'll throw this in. But
Oh,
this
okay.
one, they're just giving away product now. So
Hell yeah.
definitely, this is the one. If you're gonna do any drop, this is the one to do.
Yep. Yep. And the merch is pretty sweet. It's definitely unique.
Right. I mean, it's funny because I get comments of people asking me if I really take Dragon.
Yeah.
And little backstory: when they first reached out, I had Dragon, a few other companies, Titan. I had people saying Muscle Tech, wanting to. Dragon, the name already stood out, and then I talked to the sales, Wally, and well, it's spelled that way, but his name is Vitali. Um, he just the way he talked to me, I knew he seen value in me, and
Yep.
how welcoming they were, whatever, whatnot. But it didn't actually start until trying their supplements and seeing if this is actually something that I'm gonna take, because it's hard to make content about stuff that you're just like, this shit is disgusting, and I have to, you're just not gonna
Bro,
want to do it.
I
But every
loved
video,
Yeah, I loved Redcon 1, but their protein just tastes so bad except the chocolate oatmeal. I
yeah,
wanted to rep that brand so hard because it's like a huge military vibe.
hmm
You got to be authentic. If you don't like the products, you can't. Maybe some people
right.
do, but for the real people, it's you gotta love what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then, but like every video I've posted, I'm talking about Venom, and the reason why I air Venom so much is because when Venom dropped at Inferno, I was the one who did the videos for it.
Yeah,
So that's why I push that one as hard as I do, and then the EAAs, creatine, like it works. Like I said, and the difference real quick with the Venom pre-workouts, the Inferno is a what's the word I'm thinking of? It heats your body up. A thermogenic. Yeah, that. So that's the difference with the Inferno and the other ones. This one's just gonna, take your body temperature higher, make you sweat more.
Mm.
And I love it. Like it's working for me. I mean,
Probably got some of that yohimbine or whatever it's called in here.
yeah.
Or I don't even know what works anymore. I used to be a huge supplement like review guy, and then once I got into bodybuilding news, I just completely stopped. So I'm not a great person to ask about like the efficacy or the potency of a pre-workout, but I'll tell you if it makes me feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I like to. You can go to sleep after you take it. Like sometimes when I lift later at night and I do a scoop, I do a small scoop of the Venom.
Oh, so this is the stim free with thermogenics.
Yeah, I'm able to go to sleep still. Whoa, the
it's
Mr.
got 500
Veins.
milligrams of caffeine. It's definitely
yeah. So you want the
this
Mr.
is an
Veins?
Extremely high stim free. If you can fall asleep on this, you've got problems, Tonio.
Yeah, I still go to sleep. I'll do a small scoop, not a full one.
You need Jesus if you're falling asleep after taking this.
I go home, shower, and I'm good. I can knock out.
Really?
I've taken other things like C4 or Jack 3D and bucked up, and I'm like wired.
The original Jacked.
Oh yeah, the dangerous Jack. You mean?
Man, yeah, it had the ephedra in it. Ooh.
Oh yeah, C4 is just as bad.
That was the wild time back in the day, 2013, 2014.
Kids nowadays will have a heart
attack.
attack.
They had legitimate meth in products.
Right. That's why they bend them. Kids now will have a heart attack or something. They'll cry about it. So
500 milligrams is no joke, people. So yeah, definitely make sure you're drinking lots of water with this.
Do
not double scoop it.
No, you know what? Johan, my trainer in Brazil, when we would get ready to train, he would do a full scoop of that. No water, just scoop it and take it down. And I remember asking him, I'm like, "Are you working out with me?" He goes, "No, I'm training you." But I'm like, "Why'd you take pre-workout then?"
Because I need to be focused.
Oh my gosh, and he's just
brutal. It's got the huperzine A in here, that's a nootropic, I believe. So it is helping him stay focused.
Yeah, it's helping him abuse us.
Hey, sometimes that's what you need.
Oh yeah, I mean,
everyone's being too nice to Tonio. He's all smiles. So you gotta.
You know what? In Brazil, I say that's when I put on the most size. In just a short time too, like training with him and how I put on weight like crazy. So nothing against his method. I love it. I want to go back. I actually want to do an off season there and train with him. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Who needs Dubai when you have Brazil?
Yeah. He even said it too. Like, I know it. If I did an off season of training there with him, the next competition season, it would be cake. So I mean, it's definitely a thought.
Who knows? Hey, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Right.
So buy one, get one. Dragon Pharma. Tonio's thinking about doing some lives from his car, so make sure you check him out on YouTube. Only about 900 subscribers, or did I look at the wrong one?
Oh no, that's the win.
All right, y'all need to stop. Y'all slacking. Tonio's got like 100,000 people on Instagram, and no one's going to YouTube.
You know what? I probably should promote it more, but I slack on that. So you know what? I'm gonna start promoting my YouTube more.
just put it in the story. Like just get the little share link, copy paste.
Right.
That's where we're getting most. I think it's like 80% of the traffic for Monday Morning Muscle is from the Instagram link. So,
oh, gotcha.
You gotta take advantage of that audience. Like, here's the thing: people want to see your content, they just don't know how to find it.
Right.
Because I've been surprised. I found you on other channels doing interviews. I didn't even know, and I'm a huge Tonio fan. Like, people forget. Like, Josh is a bodybuilding fan. So, like, for me to get to sit here and talk with, like, top pros, I'm like a kid in a candy store. And then to think that I might be able to do this someday full time is just...
Yeah, it's on its way.
People are sleeping on it. Like, people that do media for bodybuilding, it's because they love bodybuilding. It's not because they're like, oh, I just got done with college and I'm looking for a field to get into. Nobody's doing that.
Right.
Unless you're Brazilian, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? You see a lot like they're going to school for like engineering and doctors, and I'm like, that's big that they promote out in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah. Brazil's crazy. That's it's a huge market. It's growing.
Yeah,
I definitely I'll throw in my little comments here and there about Ramon Dino, and I'll get a couple of little dinosaurs in the comments. I'm like, hey, whatever. People are like,
yeah.
they're always like, oh, he's gonna be the next Mr. Olympia for Classic. I'm like, I don't know. We'll
He
see.
he got some size he has to put on for that.
Yeah, and the posing, there's things he needs to improve upon, but I think he's moving in the right direction. Although this
Hmm.
last Olympia didn't really
Yeah.
turn out the way I think a lot of people wanted. But we're not going to get on another tangent. I know you probably got another meal to do. I got to drag my girlfriend to some back training tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, I know we only got to about 3 questions. Look for another post. It'll come out about Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll give you a few more days to get your comments in. And then, of course, I don't know if you bribe Tonio in his DMs with some extra money, maybe we'll get to that question first. I don't know. It's like a super chat, And stop asking about the posing trunks, you weirdos.
Yeah, I'm keeping them.
Yeah, he's gonna donate them to the bodybuilding museums. He's gonna have a whole chapter just for Tonio and his trunks. And then, unfortunately, you'll be right next to Bo Lewis's memorial section.
Oh my god! You know what? I remember coming across a YouTube and somebody was saying, "I would let my girl spray tan any bodybuilder besides him."
Oh, I can. There's no sock in the world that Protan can make that would make Bo look human.
Oh my gosh, that's
Bo
funny.
was so much fun. I had him on the
shit.
channel once, and he was phenomenal. I really need to bring him back on.
Oh yeah, you know what? I can reach out to him. I talk to Bo all the time. That's like
Oh
big
shit,
brother
we should
right
bring him
there.
on here. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, that's my guy right
We're
there.
building a pretty sweet roster right now. We're gonna have a lot of guests. We just need
Yeah.
to get people locked in. Recording Saturdays, 6 p.m. Central Time. If we can just lock that in, because I record on BNN on Fridays at 6. So if we do Monday Morning Muscle Saturdays at 6, that's perfect. Then my brain doesn't have to work. I can just bang bang.
Got you.
Too easy. But Tonio, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll get this up, ladies and gentlemen, for Monday Morning Muscle. But make sure you check out Tonio, all of his links on Instagram at Tonio Burton. And make sure you guys give a big shout out to Dragon Pharma for sponsoring the show. But I'm your producer here, Josh Sanch from Bodybuilding News Network. And we'll see you next Monday. And we're out.